How should we think about God in relationship to everything that is not God? Sometimes, I know in the course of my own experience as a Christian, um, sometimes I think about, what is it that I owe to God, and then how do I take care of all my other obligations in life? So God's one thing that I have to give attention to. My family's another thing I give attention to. My work is another thing I give attention to, and so on. And we have a tendency to sort of compartmentalize God in relationship to everything else that we have to do. And I saw an illustration, I read an illustration here recently that I thought was very helpful in showing what's wrong with that kind of thinking of God as one of many things or many objects that we have to give attention to in the course of our life. And the illustration was, or the analogy was, that God is related to everything that is not God, like light is related to color. So if you think about it, color is really just an expression of light. Color is one of many, the various different colors, are simply ways of seeing light as it sort of bounces off things in different measures of the light spectrum. It comes back into the eye in various different colors. How is that helpful here? Well, if God is light, what I mean by that in the illustration is that God is the source of everything else that we experience. God is the ultimate cause of everything in our experience. And so in a certain sense, everything in the world reveals God, or everything in the world becomes an opportunity for encountering God. It's not like colors are in opposition to light. It's not like colors are at war with light. If I think about color rightly, I see it as an expression of light. So it is with my life as a Christian. If I think about life as having come from God, and the things in my life as having come from God, then everything becomes an opportunity for me to discover God more deeply. If I think that God is the cause of family, or that God is the cause of nature, or that God is the cause of work and the goodness of work, then all of these things can become a context in which I see God at work and God revealing himself through the created things that I experience in this world. I personally find this very, very helpful because it affects the way that I think about my duties and obligations toward God. Certainly, I set aside time to specifically focus on God, to pray, to fill my mind with things, truths of God and God's revelation to the world, and to think about God's relationship to this world. Certainly, all those things are important to specifically focus on God. But also, there's another sense in which everything that I do in life, every moment in life, can be seen as a participation in God's creation. And if I believe that, if that is the fundamental attitude that I have toward life and toward my experience, then everything can become a way of experiencing God. So it's not I focus on family or God. It's not that I focus on work or God. It's that I find God in my work. I find God in my family. I find God in all the things that I do. So I find that a helpful illustration and just wanted to share it with you.